Hello farmers, welcome back to No Man's Land, waiting for the deer to get out of the way so I can go give sheep some water. And then the animals should be pretty much all set except for the cows. We're still waiting for the TMR to be made, but we already have maybe like 5,000 liters of TMR made, so we should be kind of set a little bit by the time we get done doing what we need to do for the rest of today anyways. Let me go ahead and top off the sheep with some water. Since I'm doing all the animals, I might as well go ahead and top off the chickens as well. I don't think they can go another day / month, but let's go ahead and take care of them as well. That way all the animals will be taken care of in the month of March, and then April I can kind of forget about them. Let's be honest, lately I think I've been forgetting about them more often than not, thinking they can go another month. And yeah, they can't. So I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and drop that off there. Let's go get our small trailer, fill up with some wheat, and make the chickens all happy. But yeah, the first thing on the agenda after we take care of the animals is grabbing our seed drill and planting in the oats in the 3 fields. And that's pretty much it. I did do a little bit more decorating around the vineyard, if you will. I just put a couple trees down. Nothing too extravagant. So just starting to make it look a little bit more prettier up there, if you will. Other than just having 2 sheds and one little is it Linder? Is that a Linder tractor that I bought? I don't remember now. Yeah, I got to get used to that brand name now. Let's go ahead and top this off with some wheat because I don't know. I don't think the chickens are going to take too much. Still got plenty of wheat from last harvest. Never brought it down to make flour because we have so much flour in our flour shop, milling it over, that we don't need any more flour made currently. So not much has been done really in between episodes other than I went ahead and just put down a few trees up there at the vineyard. We may take another trip back up there later on. I did download a lime spreader that can go on the back of a tractor. It looks kind of compact-ish. Yeah, if we decide to spread some lime down, we can do it that way. So I've been kind of told that the grapes and the olives really are not affected by precision farming because it's an orchard and it's not actually a crop you put into the ground. But we'll see as we go along here. You know, you read a few things online, you don't know what to believe, but most people are saying it doesn't affect your score. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how that gets along here. Alright, so the chickens are taken care of, the sheep are taken care of, the pigs are going to be taken care of for a while. And then that just leaves the cows. But next on my list is to get the oats planted in so we could possibly get our cereal factory up and going later on this season at some point. I will be interested to see how our harvest goes on the grapes later on. I mean, we just barely planted them today, so it's going to take a bit before we find out what kind of a yield we get off all those grapes. I really don't know. What is the ratio of... I'm pretty sure the ratio is going to be 1-to-1 for grapes to raisins. I don't think I really checked on that. Maybe I did. Scroll on down here. Raisins. Yeah, for every grape you get a raisin. Or for every liter, I should say. Grape juice is a little bit less, but that's probably what it should be because you're just getting the juice out of the grape and not the whole contents. Alright, so let's go ahead and top this off. Probably not going to use that much seed and fertilizer for the 3 fields. I wonder if I can get all 3 fields done with 1 tank. Let's go ahead and fill that on in. Probably should change that to oats, and oats is that symbol, I do believe. Alright, there is our seed for now, and fill up with fertilizer, watch our money go on down. Let's see, Alt-B I think it is to turn on my crop sensor, so I probably should do that. Just make sure Alt-B, turn on crop sensor. Yep, crop sensor is on. Let's go ahead and cover those on up. Not going to miss the sugar cane being here this season. I mean, we got plenty of sugar, and I can definitely go ahead and make a lot more sugar if I decide to take that sugar beet that we got and create some sugar, but we got tons of it. So I don't think our environmental score, even though it's been 6 months since we did anything in this field, I don't think it's changed at all. Let's see if we scroll on in. Yeah, we still got scores of 95, 92s. We're in the 90s mostly, so that's pretty darn good. You want to lower that down, please? Thank you. No visors. Make sure it says oats. It does. Let's go ahead and turn this on. And we are getting our oats into the ground. So yeah, all these oats... wait, is it all of them? Yeah, I think all these oats are going to be going to the cereal factory. And then, of course, later on, I think it's April that we can plant corn. The big field across the way there, that's going to be corn. The sugar beet field's going to be corn. And the other field down by the sugar beet field, that's going to be corn as well. And I think that's all of our fields that we have. And then we're just getting ready for harvest and making sure everything's all set. But yeah, we should have some work to do in the vineyard this season. Yeah, we're definitely going to hold off on the olive grove. Just because, I mean, the stuff for the vineyard is not going to be too expensive, the little things that we got to buy. So that's going to be fine. But I would like to swap out that Fendt, as I found out the 9R John Deere tractor is a little bit more expensive, and I'm not really getting much money back on the Fendt. So much so, I mean, it is 60 grand. I think it was like 63 grand. It's, no, 63 grand is 63 grand, but it gets to a point of when does it become to the point of it's almost worth keeping it. But I think we'll trade in the Fendt. We did buy that used, and we're going to be getting a brand new 9R, unless the 9R comes up for sale. And then at some point, getting another tractor similar to the McCormick. This is like a 315 horse, and I'm going to look for something for like a 350 to like a 425 horse. So I would like to get the JCB just to mix it on up, try to keep different brands going. But we'll have to wait and see what comes up for sale. And yeah, as for production buildings, I think we are all done building production buildings unless something comes up on a mod hub or something somewhere that looks rather interesting. We pretty much got everything right. I think we got everything built. I don't think I'm forgetting any production buildings currently in my head as I'm going through. So I think we're all set there. So now it's just a matter of, you know, getting the right amount of fields that we need to do what we want to do, and try to keep most of the production buildings going that we can. Money's not going to be too much of an issue. We don't have any loans. We got most of the stuff that we need. And as we see, the BGA can bring in the cash once I get that going the way it should be going. Yes, it's too bad about the whole sugar beet thing with all that stuff going to the sugar mill. But the only way to solve that is actually just sell the sugar mill at this point. Like I said, I know a lot of people said turn it off. I turned everything off at that sugar mill, deactivated everything. And yeah, that everything still went to the sugar mill. All but all but 1,000 of the 25,000 liters went right to the sugar mill. So I can see as I'm planting here, we're almost right at the fertilization state that we need to be for oats. So I'm using very little fertilizer, and right now very little seed. Shouldn't take me too long to get these 3 fields knocked on out. Now the only thing I need to figure out afterwards is where am I going to put my oilseed field, be it canola and or sunflowers, so I can figure out where to put the beehives. Moving the beehives is not going to be too difficult. Just got to sell the ones we have, put down new ones. But if I put sunflowers on that field over there, yeah, the header that we got does not quite work in that field. We'll see how that corn / sunflower header works this season when I'm harvesting corn on the flat ground. But on the hill, didn't quite like it. Now, I know in that video there, some people said, you know, upgrade the engine in the 9T. The 9T has the biggest engine in it, which is like a 670 something horsepower engine. Yeah. It's just something wrong with the mod itself, not the harvester. having enough horsepower. And of course now we also got our house, so probably doing a little bit more decorating here and there. But first things first this year, got to make sure we get our crops in the ground. Now someone did leave a comment about, this is before I built the vineyard. This was on, let's see, this is Friday's episode. So I've been Wednesday's episode. When I was mentioning that we're going to be building the vineyard in that episode, they said make sure you just get the biggest engine, the biggest tractor with the biggest engine possible for doing that, because it will come in handy, and I think we did. The one thing that they were kind of really talking about is, so like for grapes, when it comes time to trimming, you got to trim the grapes. Unlike the olives, at the end of harvesting, you got to go around and knock off the forage off the vineyard, off the vine itself. And they were saying to get two of the pruners, one for the front, one for the back, and you get 2 rows at once. I know about that. I don't think I'm going to do that, just because most of the people I've seen do it, you got to be very precise going down the row, one way, wrong way, or the other. You keep getting caught up. So I mean, I might try it. Maybe my ground's a little bit more even, so I won't have that much of a problem. But we'll see how that goes along. But yeah, we got the Linder. I think it's a Linder tractor, but it's starting to bug me now what brand tractor it is. Hold on a second. Let's just zoom over here. Landini. Yeah, Landini, not Linder. Yeah, it's a Landini. That's what we got. And I do believe it's like 115 horse. You know, I gotta do one more headland here because the forest across the way is starting to drive me nuts. I need a little bit more turning room. But I do hope after selling the furniture this year, by then, if the grape harvester hasn't come up for sale as of yet, then we'll be buying it with the furniture, which we are piling up very nicely. And that'll be the majority of the money we get for the harvester. I think we'll probably get like $225, but now that we got the bonus from our environmental score, probably get a lot more than $225. Might get the full price for the harvester. Who knows? Have to wait for that time to come. I have noticed some spots of this field here we are actually over on the nitrogen level, just like right now. Now we're under, but we'll be fine because we'll put the nitrogen in. Yeah, but a couple times you'll see the checker flag on the left-hand side of the red mark, which means we got too much nitrogen into the ground. So maybe for a year, I may not spread digestate down on the field. Yeah, we got too much nitrogen on the field, at least for oats anyways. So something just to keep in mind. And since I still got 76% seed in here, I'm going to go ahead and not bother topping off with any seed. I think the 2 fields up there may equal this field right here in size. So I think we're all set. Another thing, though, I think what I'm going to do today is we're going to grab the auto-loading trailer and come up here and grab the honey. I kind of forgot in last episode before I was recording, I went up there because there was no more room for honey, so I pushed all the pallets aside. So we need to bring that over to the cereal factory. Put that in there. Get it all set. There's all our lovely furniture stacking up. I'm loving this seed drill from the horse pack. If you're wondering where to get this drill, you should be able to see the link in the description below. It'll bring you to the Simply Safe mod site. And there's a whole bunch of drills and planters and I think cultivators and plows that you can you'll get in the horse pack. You're going to struggle going uphill here. Just a little bit. And even on this field here, we got some spots where we're just a little bit over on the nitrogen level, but it's not too bad. I did check on the other field. I got out and I was looking at the expected yield, and it was like in the low 120s out of 125, so almost perfect yield, if you will. Yeah, so this is where, like, maybe the JCB with a bigger... Actually, I don't think the JCB I was looking at has that much bigger of an engine. So, but this is a little bit bigger of an engine than what this McCormick has. It would be a little bit better on these hills. But I'll be interested to see how the 9T handles this hill this year, because this will be with a 60-foot header. But the only problem with the 60-foot header is it's not a flexible head. So on uneven terrain, it could cause a problem. So we're just going to be going up and down the hill. If we were going this direction, that header would have a whole bunch of trouble. But going up and down the hill should be okay. But the corn/sunflower header that we're using, even on flat terrain, the RPMs in the combine are just way too high. And I thought, this could be a problem. That's one thing I would like to see added, maybe to the mod hub, is have comments on the mod hub so you can kind of see what people are saying about a mod. I think I can. 6 miles an hour, about half the speed. But I guess I was saying, like, about the mods and the mod hub. I mean, we do have a star rating there, but I don't know how many people actually give the mod a star rating when they're using it. You probably just download it, install it, use it in game. If you love it, you love it. I do tend to go back and give a mod a star rating, whether I liked it or not. But I won't give a mod that I didn't like a bad review if it just didn't fit my style. But I will give it a subpar rating if it doesn't function the way that it should. So like the 60-foot header per se, some people would probably give it a low rating because on uneven terrain it doesn't harvest at all. And that's not what that header is made for. It's made for like really flat surfaces. Of course, big fields as well. But like the corn header, if I still got problems with that on flat ground where the RPMs of the harvester are way too high and it bogs down the combine, it's like, yeah, something's wrong with the specs in the XML file. Like I said, I probably could dabble in the XML file myself, but it seems like the more I want to get into mods and doing some mods, I seem like I have less and less time to do stuff. Sometimes I wonder where the 24 hours in a day goes. I always think, yeah, I'll have time to do that. The next thing you know, a couple days later, you don't. Because there is something I've been wanting to do this map, but I haven't gotten to it yet. I've been wanting to do it since probably maybe like 30 or 40 episodes ago, and the thought came across my mind to do it, and I haven't done it yet. I'm not going to say what it is, but hopefully, I keep saying I'll get some time to go ahead and dabble into it, but I'm just a little bit nervous about doing it because who knows what it might do to the save file. So I just got to remember to back up the save file somewhere, which I usually do about once a week. And something, it's not a bad idea to get into a habit of doing for most people, is to create a backup save file of the save game that you're playing, because you never know, you might load into the game someday and you just sit there at the loading screen at whatever percentage it might be, depending on what's causing the problem, and yeah, your game is completely gone. Then you have to start all over on the map, and starting all over on the map when you've played many hours would really, really suck. kind of weird on the perception of this hill. When you get low to the ground and look at it, you realize how steep of a hill it is. But most of the time my camera angle's like this and it doesn't look that steep. But then when you look at it like this, it's like, yeah, that's a pretty darn steep hill. I forgot what the horsepower requirement of this drill is. I want to say it's 300 and the McCormick is a 310 or 315 horse. But it gets the job done everywhere else except for the hill. As you can see, it does struggle just a tiny bit. There's all of our pallets of honey. And then I just got to figure out, when I start planting for next season, where our canola sunflower fields will be, and then we'll move the beehives if necessary. Where I didn't go over where I plow with a stone picker, you can kind of see where the slurry seems like it's settled into the little valleys of the is it farrows? They call those farrows? Not too sure. But it looks like the slurry just got put down this morning. But it's been a while. Yeah, as you can see, we're just almost done here with the third and final field for today. And I haven't even used 10% of our fertilizer yet. Still got about 33% of seed left. So I'll finish this field with the amount of seed that we have. Then we'll take this back to the farm. We'll give the drill a good wash. Probably a repair. I'm going to use it again this season, but it's going to be not me until September, when we do our wheat field and whatever we might plant. When I get done here, I'm going to jump out and see what the potential yield is going to be. Hoping it's still, even in this field, like 115 to 120 percentile. Should be good on lime for a while. I don't know how long lime's going to last. In 19 with precision farming, you got about 3 harvests off a field before it really required some lime on it. So don't know how in 22 it's going to react. But if it's 3 harvests, then we're looking at 3 years. Now the grass field, 3 harvests could be a season. And the grass field probably could use some lime, but we don't have a lime spreader yet. I would prefer the burrito with a lot of capacity because of the amount of fields we have. It's not that our fields require that much lime, but it sure beats going back and forth all the time, topping it off. But now lime is not a problem again because now we realize we can plant our plow our fields. And as long as we direct drill afterwards, we should get our tillage back up to 100%, which is a score of 30. So that means getting our stones and also not getting any weeds. Which is good because it kind of saves us on the process of going around with a spot sprayer. Oh, someone did comment, I think it was on Tuesday's episode actually, and now I'm thinking about it, using the slurry sprayer, digestate sprayer. They were kind of saying they wish it was kind of like the see and spot sprayer for weeds, to where it only sprays where it needs to be. And yes, that digestate tanker does do that. It may show digestate coming out all the nozzles, but if you can find a spot where I'm going over like a narrow area, it's not going to the digestate as much as it would if I was in an open area where I haven't spread any digestate yet. So it does do that, just maybe not appear as much as the see and spot sprayer does for the weeds. I think I got one little spot up here I need to do somewhere. Oh, one very tiny spot. And we should be all done. We have seeded our oats. Let's see here. So expected yield is 121% out of a potential of 125%. So that is pretty darn good. Everything looks like it's in the green. So let's bring our drill back. We'll give it a nice wash, a nice repair. We'll put it away until September. Then we'll grab our autoloader, come up here and grab all of the honey that we can. All of it's going to go to the cereal factory. If we have any left over, which I don't think we will, we'll just go ahead and sell it. And then we've been running with our time scale at 6 times the speed, so I'm going to expect our TMR mixer to have enough TMR to feed the cows. And I'm hoping in April the grass field will be ready to be cut. It may not be actually until May, but we'll see what happens. I probably have some wood chips I need to take out of the sawmill and have a seat. Probably got a lot of wood chips in there. Not that I expect a big payday out of it, but it is something. And at some point, if it gets full, it's just going to shut off the production building altogether. Alright, just going to take care of the seed drill itself, not the McCormick. And a whopping 57 bucks. Probably needed a bearing or something, I don't know. And it's not too dirty, but like I said, get all the dirt off it we can. It's going to be sitting there for a few months not being used. Trying to think if it's our second season using this now. Showing some wear in the paint, but one thing I don't like to do is repaint my vehicles unless I really don't like the way the looks of it when the paint starts chipping off it. But this one here is looking just fine to me. Let's go throw this into the shed. It's an open shed, so it should dry nicely. Alright, let's grab our autoloader, go get those honey pallets. Like I said, I think it's going to take all of the honey over there. Of course, I'm also wondering if I can get all these on the trailer. I may only stack 2 tiers high. That's only 8,000 liters? So it's not 1,000 liters per pallet then. Can you fit more on here, or you're not going to? Alright, I can force the autoloader to take it by keep just spamming the activation button. So not as much honey here as I thought there was. I mean, volume-wise, yes, but well, liters are volume. Just seems weird that I've only got 10,000 liters. Alright, the trailer I don't think is liking it too much. This trailer wasn't designed to hold this much, I don't think. But let's go get these delivered to our cereal factory, then zoom on up to the cow barn and give the cows some TMR. Got some sugar, some flour sitting outside. That stuff I need to distribute myself, because if I leave it on distribute for the factory to decide where it goes, I get sugar at the Big Red Barn, and also get flour up there as well. Alright, so the one thing I don't know yet, because this is the first time coming here, is I don't know where the drop-off point is. And I think we found it. Alright, so it took it all. What I know, I kind of know what the recipe is, but let me go ahead and double check on this. Cereal, so we need honey, raisins, oats, and corn is what we need. Cereal doesn't sell as good as some of the other products we're making, but it's still not too bad. Let's see if I can find it here. So the peak is 2609. What's the peak for honey? Like 1112. Alright. And when's the peak season? February, so that'd be good. Time we finish our harvest. Probably like in October-ish. October, November is probably when we'll get the corn. So by the time we do the grapes and get those processed and get them distributed over here, we'll be selling our cereal right in the month of February. So we are good to go for now on the honey. We'll get more honey by the time processing season begins for the cereal. Let's zip on up to here to the cow barn, and we'll grab our T6, grab the TMR mixer, and let's see how much our production building has made. Hopefully enough to top off the cow. I mean, the cows, we should have enough to get the cows by each additional month here. But man, I really need that grass field to turn over so I can compact it and make sure I don't sell all the silage right off. Try to make as much TMR as we can. I knew last November when I was wrapping up the season, I was like, oh crap, I forgot to leave myself some silage for the cows. In the beginning, it wasn't too bad because we only had like 10, 20, 30 cows, but now that we got like 80, yeah, it's starting to be, you gotta better make sure you got some TMR around. But I mean, worst comes to worst, we got hay, and I can just give them hay, and it'll be like 80% productivity. But you know, we gotta do this right. We gotta make our cows nice and happy. So plan on using this fertilizer, this manure, almost 75,000 liters of manure. That should be going on our vineyard, hopefully. Yep, ladies, we're coming with your feed. Sounds like it's still running. Let's see what we got for stats here. Oh, so we got almost 30,000 liters so far, so that's good. Still got that. Probably have to bring some hay over. Oh, and you didn't take all the silage. That's not too bad. Let's detach that. And the T6 is the only tractor that we currently got that will fit under this production building. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm pretty sure the Landini will fit under. That'll take a second to load up. Can I detach this and that still fills? Yes, we can. Alright, let's go grab 2 hay bales. I'm trying to remember how to narrow. So I can't narrow the spikes on the bale spike? Thought I could. Let's make sure this keeps on running. I'll have to run over here when I get done. I want to take a look at the grass field and see exactly how it looks as for growing. And try to grab just one straw bale. With all else we need to do, if we need to go down and buy more silage, we saw it's not too expensive. Alright, let's go make the ladies happy. Probably should check on their straw bedding as well. Oops. Oh, yeah, okay, wrong buttons. There we go. Gotta keep making sure I'm selected on the tractor itself when I'm trying to attach and detach things with the front end loader on here. Am I not near the trigger? Oh, there we go. Gotta be on the trailer. Alright, let me check on the cows here. Yeah, this will make them happy. Yeah, so if you give them grass, it's only 40%. If you give them hay, it's 80%. And of course, if you give them TMR, that's 100% productivity. I think they ran out of TMR, actually, because I forgot we were running at 6 times the speed. So they probably did run out of TMR. That's why their health is back down to 0. We got a decent amount of milk, actually, but they do need some straw. I'm still running at 6 times the speed. But that'll be enough for them to get through until April for sure. Let me back this into here. Now I'm going to go grab the bale shredder. And yes, I could put just a straw bale into that mixer and do the same thing, but we got ourselves a bale shredder, so we're going to do it that way. And we can see the bedding just piling up here. This one is tired but hungry and wants to lay down and eat at the same time. Lazy cows that I got. How much slurry do I have? Can I see how much slurry I got? I don't know how much slurry these tankers can hold. But right now we're at 56,000 liters of slurry. Okay, I got a little bit of straw left. Make sure we close the barn doors. We don't want the cattle getting out. But I had a quick look at the grass field driving by, and technically I think it's ready for harvest. Yeah, it says ready for harvest, but that grass is not fully grown yet. But yeah, this field could use some lime, but I'm not going to go ahead and lease the lime spreader for one field. But hopefully the one I'm looking for will come up for sale soon. But we'll see how much the yield actually hurts us next time we cut the grass, which could be next month in April. And in April we should be planting our corn, selling the clothes as well, and probably cutting up the grass and piling that into our silo bunker and compacting that nicely so we can get some silage in the month of May and properly feed our cows instead of having to go buy the silage. And then keeping an eye on their vineyard, because I don't know when that vineyard is going to start actually needing some work done on it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be soon, probably like in May or June, somewhere around there. Good thing is we got plenty of manure, so we can spread that manure down to get our fertilizing stage where it needs to be. And that will be done by using the wonderful, wonderful Landini that we have. One more thing I want to check on, because it is been many hours since it's been 9 o'clock since I checked the store to see if anything's for sale, and the only thing that's still in here now is just the tanker itself, which is something that we don't need, because we already have one. You guys got water, right? Yeah, you got plenty of water. But there we go. Oats are all planted. Cows are, they're going to be healthy again. They're going to be producing at 100%, hopefully by tomorrow morning. And we'll have to see what April brings. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in No Man's Land. But until then, have a good one.